Welcome back everyone to the course curriculum lecture. Before we begin the course, let's build an understanding of our overall learning path. This lecture is just going to be a brief overview of the main topics and the structure of the curriculum of the course. That way you can understand the way the course is laid out, and maybe you can jump to a particular section that interests you, or understand the pathway from start to finish. So the overall course sections are Python Text Basics, NLP Python Basics, Part of Speech Tagging, Text Classification, Semantics and Sentiment Analysis, Topic Modeling, and then some chatbots and advanced material that fall under the Deep Learning category. We're going to start off with Python Text Basics, where we're just going to learn the very basics of Python's built-in text capabilities. Those are things like learning how to open text files, how to work with PDF files, and the basics of regular expressions. Then we'll move on to NLP Python Basics. This is when we actually start using specialized natural language processing libraries, such as spaCy and NLTK. These are the two most popular NLP libraries for Python, and we'll have a deeper discussion on the differences between them and why you may want to use another, like spaCy in certain situations or NLTK in other situations. So that's where we really begin to work with natural language processing libraries. Then we're going to move on, and within that section, we'll discuss things like spaCy pipelines, tokenizations, stemming, lematizations, stop words, and vocabulary and phrase matching. The next section is essentially going to be a continuation of learning how to work with those libraries by talking about things like part of speech tagging, named entity recognition, sentence segmentation with spaCy, and then we'll also see how to visualize part of speech and named entity recognition. Then we'll switch gears and talk about text classification. This is where we dive deeper into machine learning, learning about how to use scikit-learn for machine learning, just an overall process, and then we'll talk about text feature extraction, conducting operations like count vectorization, and then TF-IDF vectorization, term frequency, inverse document frequency. And then we'll have a text classification project for you. After that, we'll talk about semantics and sentiment analysis, semantics and things like word vectors, such as the word-to-vec algorithm, and then sentiment analysis, understanding whether a piece of text is positive or negative sentiment. Then we move on to topic modeling. This is again on the machine learning side of things, but we'll be switching gears to unsupervised learning. We'll talk about things like latent derelict allocation and non-negative matrix factorization. And this, at the end, we'll have a topic modeling project with LDA and NMF. Towards the end, we're going to have a general deep learning section where we talk about things like chatbots and advanced material. So here we're going to focus on more complex and more advanced topics like actually generating text using recurrent neural networks and long short-term memory units. And then we'll also talk about using deep learning to create your own chatbots. Okay, let's get started. I'll see you at the next lecture.